Well, we are just about 7.5 hours away now from the very first debate between President Obama and Governor Mitt Romney. This debate will focus on domestic issues, and it comes as we get a look at a new political ad that points to what the president promised us on jobs and where we ended up 4 years later. The spot is part of a $16 million ad buy that American Crossroads and Crossroads GPS have planned for the next week. Here's a little clip.
This is what President Obama said the jobless rate would be if we pass a stimulus, 5.6%. But this is what the jobless rate actually is, 8.1%. The difference? About 3.7 million jobs.
Well, is that message Governor Romney's best argument tonight as we focus on domestic issues? Mark Thiessen is a fellow at the American Enterprise Institute and a former speechwriter for President George W. Bush. And Joe Trippi is Howard Dean's former campaign manager and a Fox News contributor. So as of late, we've been talking a lot about foreign policy in this country in the wake of our ambassador being assassinated along with 3 others. But now it will steer back to domestic issues and how this evening. And there is a question mark about whether that message there by American Crossroads should be the main point driven home by Governor Romney.
I think it's exactly the right message to have going forward. Look, this is going to be a change election. President Obama is vulnerable to this because he's running basically a stay-the-course campaign at a time when the country has said that they want to change course, even if they haven't decided if they want to change presidents. You had a Fox News poll last week which showed that only 24% of Americans mostly want to stay on the same course. 74% say many policies have to change. And so Obama has not explained how he would deliver that change or why a second Obama term would be different than the first. And so that's an opening for Romney, because Romney can make the case that there will be no change in the next 4 years because Obama didn't deliver the change he promised 4 years ago. That he said he would lower the unemployment rate to 5.6%, but we've now had our 43rd month of above 8% unemployment. He said that family incomes would go up, but they've gone down $4,000 under his watch. He said that Bush was unpatriotic for adding $4 trillion to the debt over 8 years. He's added $5 trillion over just 4 years. So he needs to. Americans don't want to have more of the same, and Obama really tonight has to show how his second term would be different than the first instead of this forward stuff that we've been hearing from him.
You know, Joe, I took a look at those Fox News polls that Mark was referencing, and he's right. The overwhelming majority of Americans want change. They don't want to stay the course. But the question is, what does that mean? Who do they want to get rid of? Whose policies do they want to change? It's like something like 95% of Republicans want to change course, 51% of Democrats, and 77% of independents. But when you drill even deeper and ask, well, who's got the wrong economic policies? The guys are evenly split. You know, it's like 38% think Barack Obama's policies have helped us. 38% think that they've hurt us. I mean, the electorate, they just seem deadlocked on so many issues.
No, and Megan, you know, that's why I think, look, it may be, I think it's smart perhaps for American Crossroads to deliver that ad and to run it in the swing states. But I think it'd be a mistake for Mitt Romney to do that tonight. The best line he's had all campaign was Barack Obama promised you that he'd stop the seas from rising and heal the earth. I want to help you and your family. What he needs to add tonight, and here's how, and get into exact. And I know they think they've done specifics, but the American people have not heard him. If he goes in tonight and does another bunch of bashing Obama on what's wrong with the Obama economy, people who believe that have already figured that out. They're looking to him for, okay, great, how are you going to help me and my family? And tell me. Don't say, and he also talks in this sort of the American people, let me tell the American people what I want to do. Now, tell them what you're going to do for each one of for their family, for you and your family. The way he expressed it at the debate, that was his finest moment, that line. And if he loses that tonight, if he misses that by trying to make people like him or trying to bash Obama even further into the ground, I don't think it's going to work. I think that would be a big mistake for him.
You know, on that unemployment rate, Mark, no modern American president has ever won re-election with an unemployment rate over 8%. Ours is at 8.1%. It's actually much, much higher than that when you factor in the people who have left the workforce because they're just so dejected about not being able to find a job. And that is a fact from both Democrat and Republican analysts who will tell you the truth when they look at the numbers. How is it that the president has found himself with so much trust from the American people when it comes to the economy, given those stats?
Well, actually, if you want to put that number in perspective, we've had 43 months of plus 8% unemployment under Obama. If you go back to 1948 and combine all the presidents before him combined, they together had 39 months. So that's how bad the unemployment situation is. But I think actually I agree with Joe. It's both. It's a two-part sale. He needs to make the case against Obama and why Obama has failed and why nothing will change if Obama's reelected. But at the same time, he needs to present a compelling alternate vision. And I think that's one of the reasons why he's stalled in the polls, is that people realize that Obama's been a failure. People realize that Obama has not delivered. But Romney hasn't effectively delivered that message. So he needs to do that tonight. Joe is right. But at the same time, the challenge to Obama is he has not explained how his second term would be different. And if he doesn't do that, then he's going to have a hard time making the sale as well.
Joe, is there more opportunity for Mitt Romney tonight than we've seen on any other night? I mean, is this really like this is his chance to do it?
Well, certainly in past debates, the challenger seems to do very well in the first one. Again, partly because just being there with the President of the United States, regardless of party, adds to your stature and puts you on an even playing field. So I think Romney will benefit from that. But the other side of this is, look, in a lot of the polls lately, you're seeing numbers like 57% of the American people in the polling say yes to is America on its path to recovery. 57% are saying yes to that, 43% saying no. Romney's got the 43 or the bulk of those people. He's got to start. I think the most important thing for him tonight is to explain what in specific terms he's going to do. And an interesting thing in the Wall Street Journal poll today was that 40% of Americans who answered the question in that poll said they didn't know enough about his plans, even though he thinks he's said them. I'm not saying that he hasn't. They don't think he's said enough about his plans. They don't know enough to vote for him.
Yeah, you got to say it in a way that's memorable. People can walk away with it. I mean, Herman Cain, 999. People started to get that after a while. It was pithy and it was memorable. Guys, thank you both so much. Joe, we'll see you later tonight.
Thanks, Megan.
Thanks, Megan.
Well, there was also this.